Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. I am Shante Grant, and today I want to talk to you about 3 things that you can do with consistency that if you do that, it will help you to become more intentional with your time. This is a great episode for those of you who may be new to Best Today, maybe new to wanting to learn how do I do things better with my time. I want to be better with my time, and I really want to learn how to optimize it. And so this is your first step. Today, I'm going to talk to you about previewing your month, previewing your weeks, and planning your days. Now, I want to use an analogy to help you to understand why this is so important and why it's so impactful and why I think it's one of the best first steps or the best first step if you're trying to really get an understanding about your time. Think about a budget, right? Or let's think about your money in general. And you're like, where's my money going? What? It was here, then it was gone. What happened? Right? Okay, so that's you. How would you figure that out? Well, you would go and you would look where your money has gone. You would literally go in and say, okay, here's where it went. You would write down trends. Okay, I tend to spend this much on this category and this much on this one. You'd make note of expenses that were recurring. Like I always know on the X of this month, this is going to be taken out this much, right? You would just simply look at what you have and how you're expending it. We're going to do the same thing with your time as you would with your money, because the saying does go, time is money, right? And so it's the same concept of looking at what is actually happening with instead of money, your time. And the way we do that is understanding how do we live through our time. We live our time out in our days, in our weeks, in our months, and those become the years. So we're going to start with the bigger one and work our way down. The first is previewing your month. Why do I believe you should preview your month every month? Number 1, because you want to know what's coming up. This is actually going to be true for all 3 of these, but you want to know what is coming ahead. It allows you to be proactive, meaning I'm going to look at what's happening rather than it happened to me and now I have to react. I want to know this is what's coming up this month, whether that's birthday parties, events, trips, appointments, anything that you know is coming up, deadlines for work, projects for work, someone being out for a week at work, which may mean that week's going to be either maybe that makes it better for you or not better for you. But you want to know what that is, because a lot of times we already know a lot of the things that are going to happen in the month before they happen. Yes, I understand there are a number of things that will happen that we have no idea, but that is irrelevant. What does that have to do with dealing with the things that we do know? So when you preview your month, that is the entire purpose. It is to take a look at what is coming up in your upcoming month and documenting that so you can take a look at it and see, wow, I didn't realize I had so much space in this month. I actually can do this thing I've been wanting to do. Or, whoa, this month is looking a little thick, right? So what can I do to now prepare myself for that? Can I remove some things? Can I delegate some things? Can I just make note not to let this happen again in the next month? You can put down things like your reoccurring things like we talked about with your budget, right? Those things those expensive that come out every single time. If you have those things, you want to put those on your monthly preview calendar. So that's the first thing, is you want to preview your months. And I teach the method, the C-tone method, to previewing your months. Okay. So that's the first thing you want to do with consistency. Here's the thing. I want you to do that every month before the month happens, or for the month before it happens, which means if today is October 27th, I want to overview November before November 1st, right? Because I want to go on and see what's coming up in that month before I get to that month. Okay. So that is number 1. Number 2 is to preview your week. Same exact reasons, except for now we're getting closer to home, right? On, October 27th, and you're looking at something that's going to happen November 24th. That feels like you got some time and space. But when we get to previewing our weeks, we are getting a little closer to home, because this is what is about to take place in your life, like right now. I recommend previewing your week no later than Sunday. I do mine pretty much every Sunday. as opposed to Friday or Saturday. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whichever works best for you. I like Sunday because that's just, I think in the afternoon, the evening, that's when you're starting to think about, okay, and we're transitioning into a new week. What's going on, right? So you sit down and you look over the upcoming Monday through Sunday. Same concept, same C-tone method that I teach, which stands for clear your mind, set the tone or theme, write down your clocks, what is necessary, and evaluate. I'm going to talk to you more about each one of these steps and how I have information for you that's going to give you details of each step, examples of each step, all you need. So let's just get back to previewing your week. So you preview your week for the same reasons, like I said. Now we want to know what's coming up. And this starts to get to things that are, again, more pressing. So doctor appointments, meetings, calls, work that needs to be done, meals you're going to cook, workouts you're going to do, whatever it is that you have, errands that you have to run. And again, it allows us to be proactive. Oh, Thursday's the day, picture day at school. So I want to make sure I have the outfit for that pulled out. I want to make sure, have I gotten my son a haircut, or my daughter, have I washed her hair, or whatever that might look like. Oh, there's the bake sale. I'm supposed to be in brownies. I have no ingredients. So now what does that tell me? I have until this day to get the ingredients. Let's do that now. Let's set that as what we're going to do on Monday. Because I see that that's coming up, right? And you may be thinking, well, what if the thing that's coming up is on a Monday? Great question. This is why preview your week on Sunday gives you time, right? So maybe not the last thing you do on Sunday. And again, you could always use Friday to look at what's coming up, but then sit down on Sunday and actually start doing something about it. Okay. And I will also say this, when you previewed your month, you already had that bake sale there. So you know it's coming up. See, it all downpours and works together. You start big with your month, then down to the week. And then number 3, you plan your days. Now notice we're previewing our month and our week because this is what's about to come in this big collective thing called a month or a week. But now we're planning our day because we're getting down to the granular, down to the 24 hours, right? And when you're planning your day, I also have the MEWON method, MEWON, method, morning routine, evening routine, wellness, one thing in o'clocks, and necessary. So the MEWON method is this. You're going to do exactly what I just said. You want to plan every day before the day happens so that when you wake up, you have a game plan. You're not surprised by, oh, I didn't know this was coming today. Or, oh, I don't know what I want to work on today. Or, oh, I don't want to know what's important today. Before your day begins, you want to know what you're going to do to take care of yourself, how you're going to start and end your day, right? Your bookends. And you want to know what are those important results or outcomes that are necessary for my day. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. This week, we have a 5-star review from Stacy on our manual teaching you how to preview and plan your months, weeks, and days. Stacy writes, an all-in-one guide to help simplify planning. I have been using the C-tone method for planning my months since the start of 2020 when I first heard Shantae mention it. It has really helped me with being intentional with my time and making sure I do not put too many things on my plate. It is such a simple way of planning the months and weeks. If you don't include the E in C-tone, you just end up with a ton of things to do. See what she did there? I like that. The examples provided in the booklet are really useful as a starting point and really show how to implement the techniques and principles provided. Taking the time to read through each method and start implementing these changes has really improved my time management and helped me to prioritize and take action on the things that are truly important to me. Thank you so much, so much, Stacy, for using this manual and for using the C-tone method and sharing how it has helped you with your time. If you want to learn how to preview your weeks, your months, and plan your days using the C-tone method, which I'm telling you, y'all, it works, and the MEWON method for your days, go get your manual right now at besttoday.co/C-tone, C-T-O-N-E. All right. Thanks again, Stacy, for the 5-star review. Necessary is the key word. We're not filling our days with, I guess I could do this. It'd be kind of cool if I did that. No, what's necessary, right? When we're talking about the things that we need to get done so that you're not living from an endless to-do list and then just rinsing and repeating the next day, okay? We're talking about being proactive and intentional with our time. So if you can start practicing those three things, the first one you can do today. You can plan tomorrow before it happens. And I'm going to teach you exactly how. Give me a second, I'll tell you how. You can preview your week whenever you're listening to this, the next coming Sunday. Then you're going to preview your week. And then in the next month that is to come, I want you to then preview your month. And because I want you to actually build this consistency muscle, I have created a manual for you, and it is called How to Preview and Plan Your Months, Weeks, and Days to Optimize Your Time. What I love is inside of here, you're going to get everything you need to be able to do all three of those with great consistency. So I've created this manual for you that is 22 pages and counting, because I will update it, as we get more frequently asked questions. I'll be happy to update it as well. But inside, you're going to get a breakdown of the C-Tone method to preview and plan your months and your weeks. You're going to get examples of each step of that for your month and week. So examples of C-T-O-N-E of each and every step of the method. You're going to get an example. So you're going to see an actual month written out, like a monthly calendar, with an example of what that looks like in real life. So an example of a month preview using C-Tone, and a week using 2 weeks actually using C-Tone, using our Clear Your Mind planning weekly preview pad and our full weekly. I'm also giving you the answers to the most frequently asked questions about previewing your months and weeks. I'm giving you a breakdown of the Me-Wan method, which is what I use to plan my day. I use and teach to plan days, examples of each step of the Me-Wan method, a plan, and I'm showing you a picture, like an exact actual example of a day planned using the Me-Wan method, and a resource list to help you to put what you learn into action. Like, this is what you need right now today. And you can get that by going to besttoday.co/C-Tone, C-T-O-N-E. besttoday.co/C-Tone. We'll also link to it in today's show notes at besttoday.co/89. So excited, so excited for y'all about getting this manual, because it's exactly where you need to start. If you are not doing these three things consistently, it's just like letting your money go somewhere and you have no idea where. When you have the opportunity to make a plan for it, as opposed to wondering where it went. A plan for your time, as opposed to like, what happened to my time? I thought I didn't know I did this much. I didn't know I had that. I didn't know I'd spent so much time doing this thing. Maybe if you actually look at it, and here's why, right? It can now show you what your time story looks like. And you can start deciding, is this how I want it to look? How do I want to shift it? How do I want to change it? So go get your manual right now, besttoday.co/C-T-O-N-E, C-Tone. All right. Those are my three things for you. We're keeping it simple. We're keeping it easy because it's very, very much so doable. Preview your month every month before it begins. Preview your week every week before it begins, and plan your days before it begins using the C-Tone and Me-Wan methods, which I give you details about and break it down for you with examples and pictures, all in our manual, which you can get today at besttoday.co/C-Tone, C-T-O-N-E. All right. That's what I've got for you today. Let me know when you get your manual and when you start previewing your months, your weeks, your days, because I'm so excited to see you really start taking responsibility for your time. All right. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best, one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. And if you haven't listened to last week's episode, go back and listen to it, because I'm talking about this phrase the whole time. So, okay, go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.